Welcome to the Canna-Coin Podcast with Nicole. I am so excited about this episode. Whether you are canna curious, you're an advocate, or you're just someone that's interested in building a business in this industry, we are here to destigmatize and really open up the wellness and the wealth benefits to the cannabis industry. And so my name again is Nicole Vanderhorst. I am the owner and founder of WH Farms Co. We are an industrial hemp farm in Eastern North Carolina. We grow industrial cannabis and we create phenomenal body care products, allowing businesses to launch and expand their CBD product line. And this episode today is so special to me because it's all about a business that has been able to pioneer a space, an industry, a location, and also really bring the wellness and therapeutic benefits to this plant to the people. So I'm really excited about that. But before we dive into the episode, I always start with a hot topic. So let's talk about today's hot topic. Today's hot topic is about the conversations around the Delta 8s, the Delta 10s, and all of the other things. So as you guys know, we are in a space in society where federal government has not made a decision about legalizing marijuana. And so state by state, states are deciding what they plan to do as it relates to cannabis reform. And so what has happened with that, farms like my farm, we are USDA licensed. We are licensed to grow a form of cannabis that is actually legal nationwide. And from that has come all of the loopholes and all of the shortcuts, right? And so what we notice in a lot of these illegal states or states that haven't come on board with any sort of medical or recreational legalization is that there are introductions of cannabinoids like Delta 8 and Delta 10 and some other variations that are a tad bit synthetic. Even though they do naturally occur in the flower on a very small level, we know that inside of a lab, more has to be done in order to provide this potency and this power so that it mimics a recreational product like Delta 9 THC. And I just want to advise all of you to first and foremost do your research, and make sure that you are well aware of what these products are and how they differ. You can go to a variety of smoke shops and lounges and you may see something that's advertised that makes it seem as if it's a THC product or is promoted as if it's psychoactive. But one of my biggest concerns with Delta 8, and I've said this from the beginning, because one thing about me is I'm going to stand on what I say. I want Delta 9 to be freely legalized. So we don't need anything being created to mimic Delta 9, Delta 8, that is going to give a more exaggerated experience. I have heard over and over again how new individuals to the cannabis industry, the canna curious, will take a Delta 8 gummy and find themselves on a high that they never anticipated. And I think that that's so important so that you guys understand that even if it's hemp derived, if it's a synthetic cannabinoid that's being marketed, it's likely that your experience will be a lot more exaggerated than a natural experience. And so we want to just warn you to pay attention to the product labels, pay attention to the certificate of analysis of the products that you receive, pay attention to ask your bud tenders, ask the store owners, is this a synthetic cannabinoid? Is this something that's naturally occurring? Get to know the product, because the last thing we want you to do, Rick James tried to tell us about Mary Jane. Ain't nothing wrong with Mary Jane. So we don't want Mary Jane to look bad at all. The plant is innocent. You're going to hear me say that over and over again. The plant is innocent. So definitely make sure that you do your research. Delta 10s, Delta 8s, HHG, some of these other, again, synthetic cannabinoids that are offering these alternative experiences. We want to just really eliminate the confusion. They are synthetic, although at a very minuscule level, they do naturally occur, but on a grand scale, in order to produce a product or a flower, like for example, if you have a Delta 8 pre-roll, it's being sprayed on the flower. Who wants to smoke something that something's been sprayed on? Like, that's not what we do. Or if you're even having a gummy or drink, again, it's a synthetic process. So keep that in mind. And also business owners. I know Delta 8 is sexy. I know Delta 8 makes you want to just go and become a millionaire tomorrow. Trust me, I have seen the P&Ls of these Delta 8 companies. But the DEA has just classified it as illegal. Okay? Do not get on the radar of the federal government. Don't get on the wrong side of this industry before it opens up. That's it. That's it for the hot topics today. We're going to go ahead and jump right into the episode. I have with me a beautiful, beautiful business owner, the owner of Canna-Coin Spa. Brittany is here. How are you,
Yes, I'm
Brittany?
good. How are
I am
you?
great, girl. You just went to the Beyonce
I
concert.
know, I
You
know.
we're gonna get all into the Bay Good parade
Yes.
because I'm just so what I love about this industry is the progression. You as a business
wow.
owner met Tyler Perry.
Yes.
Cannabis brought you to Tyler
I
Perry.
know. Just being in that room was just amazing, but to meet him was like, oh my God.
That is so amazing. So I want you to introduce yourself
Yes.
for everyone. Tell them about what you do, how you
Mhm.
found this industry, and just what you feel about cannabis.
Yeah, so I'm Brittany Angelica. I founded Canna-Coin Spa. It's definitely a spa where we kind of specialize in kind of incorporating facials, all of your skincare treatments like dermaplaning, microdermabrasion, and things like that, but incorporating them into CBD and hemp products to kind of show people the results and how it actually works. And I kind of got started in this business while suffering with anxiety and depression. So I was looking for alternatives, and that's how I kind of got into the market in 2017. But and I was also finishing up beauty school at the same time, so it kind of just all just came together. But my
That's
thing
amazing.
was I was just, I was seeing skincare in the market, but it was pretty, had the little hemp flowers on it and things like that. But I'm like, it's not actually telling me or showing me what it can do.
Yeah.
Like it's in a pretty bottle, everybody's gonna grab it because it has cannabis on it or the hemp flower on it, but it's not really kind of showing what it can do and the results of what can happen. So I knew after I finished beauty school that I wanted to incorporate CBD and hemp.
Yeah.
But something just woke me up in the middle of the night, and I always say it's God. And it's like,
Yes.
why not all CBD and hemp treatments? Like, that could be the conversation. I can educate all of the customers, and they can actually get the real results.
Yeah.
And they can see it for themselves rather than somebody, putting it on the bottle and saying this is what it's going to do, but actually showing what it can do.
That's
So
so
that's how
awesome.
I started the business. Yeah.
So your spa was actually the first
Yes.
in this market in Georgia or in Atlanta?
In Georgia.
Get out. You better be a pioneer.
I
I am all for the
know.
pioneers, okay? And I just want to I want to pay close attention
Yeah.
to how women have space in this cannabis
Oh, yes.
industry. Like women are shaking things up in
Right.
cannabis.
Right.
So what was that experience like opening up the spa and being the first?
It was an amazing experience, and I didn't even know I was the first. It probably till about 6 months into the business, but it's been amazing because I felt like it was something that was definitely needed in the market, and it has definitely opened up conversations,
Yeah.
in a more broader way when it comes to cannabis, especially when it comes to the wellness and the skincare side of things. But it's been amazing. Customers have been like, come up to me and been like, I've been waiting for something like this.
That's awesome.
Like, I need this. Or like they're going through certain types of pain or they can't find alternatives to help them for their skin. Like, they've tried everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's been really, really amazing. And so many people are like, I've been looking for something like this for so long. So it's really good to kind of, be in a space where I'm also helping people and
Yeah.
educating people because that's really my passion. And I love to do that as long as, everybody is happy and satisfied.
That's good. So you mentioned that you actually were introduced to CBD due to your anxiety.
Yes,
Do you mind
yes.
sharing a little bit more about
Yeah,
that?
of course, of course. So, in 2017, I was 27, but I had been struggling with it for a while, but I didn't really put a name on it. And kind of like in the black community, it's like, oh, you just, just pray about it.
We love
it'll
God, boy.
it'll go away. Just pray about it. But it was, the older I got, I could, recognize that this is not normal. How I'm feeling is not normal. It was getting to a point where I couldn't even, work or function during the day. My anxiety was like, just so, just up there.
Yeah.
But and that's also the same year I lost my grandmother. So I'm like, oh my God. So that kind of like united the feeling of the anxiety and things like that. So I actually ended up going to my physician, and she was like, yeah.
You need something.
You're gonna need something, and it's definitely anxiety, and it probably is along with a little depression as well that can kind of unite that anxiety. So they had diagnosed me and put me on antidepressants and stuff like that. I would say after a month, I really hated how it made me feel.
Right.
So that's how I kind of got into other alternatives, and I started looking more into CBD and hemp, and I was actually introduced with it. But it was so new to me in 2017 because all I knew about it was what everybody else knew about it. Yeah,
Right.
you smoke it, you get high, and
It's
I
a
didn't.
whole world,
Yeah,
right?
it
It's a whole world
is.
outside of the recreational, just getting
Right,
high.
right.
We have a similar story because
Yeah,
I also found myself dealing with grief and
got you.
triggered, delayed. My therapist and physician also diagnosed me with delayed
Oh
PTSD
wow,
that
yeah,
was triggered
yeah,
after once my father passed away.
yeah.
And when they went to prescribe me medication, I just couldn't wrap my mind
Right.
around. I don't even like taking Tylenol.
Oh yeah,
Like if I have
yeah,
a headache, I'm a
yeah.
peppermint
Right.
oil type of person, like natural me down.
Yes.
And so when she talked about me having to take a pill every day to perform and to produce and to
Oh
be a
yeah.
successful business owner, I was
Right.
just like,
Right.
I can't
Right.
imagine.
Right.
And so I was willing to self dose. Tell everyone about the process of
Yeah.
self medicating because at that point, it's not like we have dispensaries or medical facilities on
Yeah.
every block. So you really
Yeah.
had to kind of go, you had to go
Yeah.
to the dark side
Oh
and
yeah.
get you some.
I
I get
sure
it.
did.
Everybody got that guy.
I know, I really did. And that's how I had to kind of had to figure it out because, they give you the pill that you need to be using. They say it's going to kind of suppress your anxiety. And I'm like, okay, but I don't feel like myself. That's not the goal. I
Yeah.
feel like that's really not what I'm looking for. So, yeah, I really had to kind of like get around and ask some questions after I kind of went to the nuts and berries and kind of got education from them. But yeah, it was kind of like I need to find something else because I can't just be feeling like this all day every day.
Yeah.
But it was a process, but I really really enjoyed it, and that kind of boosts my interest on learning more.
Right.
So I know that following year, before I had finished beauty school, I was just reading everything I could. I was
Mhm.
looking up every article I could, trying to get as much information as I can. And at that time, that's when it was really starting to come onto the market in skincare.
Mhm.
So there wasn't a lot of answers and stuff around the skincare part of things. So I did,
Mhm.
my research, and I
Mhm.
did what I needed to do as an esthetician, becoming an esthetician to do that research so I can provide that information for all of my clients
That's
while
so
opening my spa.
awesome.
So it's been amazing. Yeah.
I love that you found this niche and you
Yeah.
found it in a space or time when
Yeah.
you were first
Yeah.
and you had a chance to really create an audience of people who were
Right.
looking for something. Like you said, they
Right.
were looking for
Right.
you.
Yeah.
So tell me about, first of all, let's talk about your spa, like
Yes.
treatments and of the treatments that you guys offer. Give us
Yeah.
some examples of what you offer.
Mhm.
Which do you find are the most popular for
Yeah.
your customers?
Well, I actually started my business with, I would say, two services. So I was like, let me just see how this is going to do. And one of those services was my Canna-Coin experience. So that was pretty much like the introduction of what I would be offering as far as like the products I would be using, whether it's like using massage and putting those, incorporating those products within the facial treatments.
Mm.
So I feel like that one was definitely a popular one
Mhm.
because it was kind of like an introduction to what to expect from the spa. And it's still one of my most popular ones because you kind of get like your experience, you get your consultation. We kind of talk about the education around this, your skincare benefits and what you're looking for to change in your skin and
Yeah.
things like that. And then you just, relax and I just take care of the rest because you're kind of like getting like a whole infused facial. I add like a
Infused.
little, yes, I add like a little massage into the experience as well. So they kind of get to, experience like overall how it would do with pain
Yeah.
or arthritis or things in your hands and things like that, or like inflammation,
Yes.
hyperpigmentation. So you get that whole experience with that service. And I think that's really, really one of my top services, and the dermaplaning, of course.
I
Yes.
love it. So talk about skincare benefits, because I don't
Yes.
think people realize like CBD has some phenomenal
Oh,
skincare
yes.
benefits. So tell everyone about them.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't even know that we have a cannabinoid system in our body.
Yeah.
So I really, really love talking about that because a lot of people don't know, and it's a
Right.
lot of miscommunication and just, informing people on what to expect and how it works with the body and things like that. But I love to talk about it because it's like, you know, once CBD touches your body, it kind of activates that endocannabinoid system. And whatever you're struggling with when it comes to skin, whether it's pain, whether it's hyperpigmentation or redness, or so we're looking in studies with psoriasis and eczema now.
Yeah.
So it kind of unites those things and it kind of does what it needs to do
Yeah.
to heal those certain parts of your body and on your skin and things like that. So when it comes to that, like you get the natural glow, you get the reduction of the hyperpigmentation and the reduction of the redness and things of that nature. So I love it, and people are seeing results right away, which I wanted to see, which I didn't really know coming into it. I'm like, okay, well, I know what it does, but if nobody sees results, they won't believe it.
Right.
Yeah, but it's been amazing because every client I've had, it was like, oh, I've seen results right away,
It
and
speaks
it's
for
lasts.
itself.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So to that point, so the endocannabinoid system
Mhm.
is a really amazing system that
Mhm.
mammals, so not only humans, but
Mhm.
pets.
Oh
That's the
yes.
reason why the pet CBD industry is so popular. And I know you
Mhm.
guys are going to check that episode out, but also the cannabis plant.
Yeah.
We are the only elements in the world that God gave this cannabinoid system
Oh
to,
yeah.
right? So when people have this like stigma against
Mhm.
cannabis, especially like, when you think about breastfeeding,
Oh yeah.
and they're like, oh, well, I don't want that around me because I'm breastfeeding. Like, do
Yeah.
you realize that the better the cannabinoids, the
Right.
better the breast milk?
Yes.
Like, it's a whole process. So I love that you were
Exactly.
able to mention that.
Yeah.
And I know we have had clients to deal with like carpal tunnel
Oh yeah.
and any sort of like that inflammation,
Mhm.
etc. So I can
Mhm.
only imagine how your
Right.
clients are benefiting from those
Yes.
treatments and services.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, no,
I
I
love
love
it.
that. So, common goals
Yes.
that individuals, your clients have when they are coming to your spa. Do they come for relaxation?
Mhm.
Do they come for a little infused experience?
Mhm.
What do you find that people are looking for when they come to your cannabis spa?
I get a little bit of everything. So, but majority of my clients come because they're looking for a natural alternative. That's a really big thing in the spa market now. Everybody doesn't want all those harsh chemicals and ingredients that you normally get to get the results that you want.
Right.
So now I'm kind of introducing something, this alternative, like, hey, you don't even have to use all that. CBD can do it for you without all that harsh ingredients and chemicals and things that you normally see. So I have those customers, and then you have the ones who are just curious.
Right.
You're always going to have that. Like, what is this? So you definitely have those clients who are just curious and they're trying to see. And then you just have people who've tried everything
Yeah.
and they don't know what to do. And they're like, hey, maybe I should try this. And then, but all the results are the same.
Yeah.
Every client is like, I love it. It's working for me. Not even just skincare. Some people just come in for a facial and they're like, oh my God, I feel like amazing. Like my neck feels better than it did before I walked in.
So many
Yeah.
benefits.
Oh yeah, so
It's like the
many.
entourage effect, but
Oh
in a
yeah.
different way.
Right.
So
Right.
in the cannabis space, when we talk about entourage effect, for those who don't know, when you think
Mhm.
about obviously whatever strain, or if it's sativa or indica, etc., you
Right.
think about the potency of a plant, but then there are these terpenes that provide you with these additional benefits and these additional sensations,
Right.
and they're called the entourage effect.
Right.
I feel that you get the same
Mhm.
when applying body care
Oh
products,
yeah.
because you can apply a facial
Mhm.
cream and it could be for the purposes of acne,
Yes.
and reduction of redness, but you're
Yes.
also going to have all of these other
Right.
additional benefits that go
Right.
along with it. So
Absolutely.
that's really dope.
Absolutely.
Now, does your spa cater to any children as well, or just only adults?
At first, only adults.
Okay.
So I'm kind of educating the adults, like, hey, this is also safe for kids as well. And I love to kind of stay along the sides of hemp with no THC with kids.
Yes.
And making sure I consent the parents because that's a
Big deal.
it is a big deal.
Yeah.
But definitely before I did that, I was definitely able to educate the adults before I was able to kind of, offer it to kids, which really, really helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to get into the business side because
Yes.
you and I are business owners in this
Yes.
space, and we know it's nothing simple about running a cannabis
At
business.
all.
I mean, from starting a bank account
Oh,
to accepting payments.
yes.
We can't send text marketing because the FCC has
Oh.
not caught up with the rest of the world,
Challenges.
right?
Yeah.
We have some significant challenges.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it's just such a phenomenal. I mean, these are the burdens of a pioneer, right? This is why we break down doors and why we break down walls. So, what has been your experience pioneering from a business perspective?
I don't even know where to start.
Do you need a gummy? We got a gummy.
I know, right? I will say it was the biggest wake up call ever.
Yeah.
I thought it was just going to be smooth. I thought I was just, I was just going to open this spa, have my CBD and hemp in there, and we going to get this thing running. No. It's so much that I had to learn in the beginning, but I'm thankful that I did. But yeah, when it comes to like policies and making sure you got all your stuff, all your ducks in a row, and making sure you have everything you need to run a successful CBD and hemp company, like that is a lot in itself. And sometimes I was like, I don't even know if I can like make this happen, because after a while, once you get creative and you get like all your ideas when it comes to having a business, it becomes bigger than you.
Right.
It becomes so much bigger. And it's like, how can I sustain this business when I have all these walls that they put in front of us to make sure that we don't succeed, especially as Black entrepreneurs?
Yeah.
And it's like, what am I going to do? So there's definitely been so many times where I'm like, I just don't know. But a lot of prayer, getting through it, mentors, kind of helping me through. You definitely need mentors in this space. I say that all the time. Doing it by yourself, no.
Yeah.
You need people around you in this space, and it's so important for us to kind of stick together and kind of, incorporate and partner and collaborate and things like that, because it's so hard out here. It's so different for us.
Yeah.
That a lot of people don't understand, but it definitely had its challenges. I don't know how many times I was unable to put up ads.
Yeah.
On social media. I can count on all 10 fingers how many times my money has been held up.
Come on.
In a bank account.
Talk to 'em. They held me up for 6 months.
Okay.
Thank you, Jesus. I was able to make it on through. But come on, industry. How you going to keep us held up for 6 months?
No, it's just a lot. I'm like, okay, so this is what I'm dealing with. That's okay, but me, a challenge is nothing to me.
That's right.
So it's like you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And I believe in this business so much, and I believe what it's doing in this industry, that giving up is just not an option for me.
I've always felt that my role in this industry is God's plan.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is a plant that was created by God for us. It's a natural plant. It provides so many medicinal and therapeutic benefits.
Yes.
I'm not going to drop a conspiracy theory on the internet, but I believe the pharmaceutical industry is behind the merchant processing industry, and that's why y'all holding us up.
Right.
But we're not going to say nothing about that. But I love that you were able or are able to continue to remain tenacious and passionate despite. And to your point about needing mentors, that was actually for WH Farms, we actually created what we know as, or what you guys will learn as, the CBDpreneur Academy. Because we believe in helping people understand the e-commerce and the navigating the online space, navigating banking and marketing and advertising, so that you don't have the same frustration, because alone dealing with these challenges, no one would be able to understand. There have been instances where, and I know you can appreciate this because you just got a Beyonce grant.
I know.
B done paid you some money, girl.
Lord.
I love it. We got a grant a couple of, like, maybe it was a year ago or something, and
Yeah.
they asked us to put it in a different operating account. I'm like, no problem. I'm gonna go to a bank that's friendly to farmers, and we're a North Carolina farm.
Yeah.
That bank kept me in there for 2 weeks. They called me and said, ma'am, you can come pick up your check. I said, come pick up my check. They said, yeah, we've liquidated your account. You need to come pick up your check. We're not willing to take on the risk. I'm like, the risk? It's a farm. But there's so much education that's necessary in this space because so many people don't know.
Right.
So I find that when I go into banks and I sit down with them, I literally walk in with like a folder this thick. Like, this is every COA. Here are all of my licenses, because I have to let them know. I mean, we really are in a high risk space because some people say it's like, what, money? We can be considered money laundering because it's technically, it's a thing. I'm not going to put that out there. I'm not going to project those types of vibrations. But just know we out here trying to be as clean as we can in a little, so. But I love that you've been able to build a brick and mortar business. Your business provides positive impact to people in their lives. It educates them in the process. And frankly, being the first in the state is only up for you. It's only up. So how did the Be Good experience come about?
Oh my gosh. That was amazing. So it was definitely, it was a situation where they kind of look at businesses in the area, in the Atlanta area. So you kind of have to go online, you kind of have to apply, but through applying, they pick which business they kind of want to highlight and support moving forward with the Be Good Foundation. So I got that email. I was like, oh my God.
That's such an honor.
I'm like, oh my God. So I think it was about 150 of us that was there. And it was an amazing experience. Like, what that foundation is doing, that team Beyonce has right now, it's like everything.
That's awesome.
They are doing it right, and they're doing the Lord's work. Yeah.
Listen, and let's not forget that Beyonce went to Harper's Bazaar to let the world know that she has a hemp farm. And the honey is coming. So, B, we trying to get some honey.
Please.
Whenever you can get us some of your honey, we are here for you.
Please.
And I think that it's so cool because when I saw that you were a part of that, what I love about all of the work that so many agencies and nonprofits are doing, Fearless Fund and Backstage Capital, they are elevating this industry with us. Because, we are able to sit in conversations in rooms with tech founders and, other, beauty and wellness founders, but we get to carve out this niche space and it helps to legitimize what we're doing.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And especially because of how hard it is being in this space, it's like sometimes you do doubt yourself, and that's just just being an entrepreneur. Like, sometimes it's like, maybe I'm not supposed to be doing this. Like,
is it supposed to be this hard?
Maybe that message to God wasn't what I thought it really was. It's like sometimes you do doubt yourself, but that's okay. But like, anytime I've ever gotten to that point, is always somebody that comes along and is like, Brittany, keep going. Brittany, you are doing an amazing job. Brittany, don't ever give up. So it's stuff like that that keeps me going. And the prayers and everything and all the love that I continue to get. And, people just, they just see how it is, but they don't necessarily see what's going on behind
the scenes. Behind the scenes.
They don't.
And here's the thing, guys, not to ever scare anyone from this industry, because it really is a beautiful industry, but it is very important to know that to sell a bath bomb without CBD or THC and to sell one with THC or CBD is a whole different conversation. And you just got to know the difference. And so shout out to the CBDpreneur Academy. That's how we get people in place. What have been one of your biggest business successes so far?
I would definitely say I'm really big on partnership. I feel like building those relationships with people in the space, and if I'm able to have the opportunity to help people in my space, that's what I'm going to do. So I definitely feel like those partnerships who came along in the beginning and kind of helped me kind of elevate it and get to a point where I can kind of educate these clients, but they're also helping me educate it in the same way because they see the vision just like I see it. And
Yeah.
I think that's so important to have those type of people around you who can see it just the same way that you can. Because sometimes you can see the vision and then you the only one who sees it.
Right,
Yeah.
right, 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 right.
So it's a blessing to have people around you that get it. But I would definitely say the partnerships and being able to educate other estheticians as well.
Oh, awesome.
So I love doing that. I think that was one of the big things that really happened when I did start my business, where a lot of estheticians were like, how can I do this? How can I incorporate it and things like that? And it's like, even though I'm the only one, that's not the goal.
Of course.
That's
We
not
gotta leave the door
that
open.
right. That's
And
never the
drop the
goal.
ladder down.
Yes.
And see, that's what I love about what you said earlier about collaborating in this industry because
Yeah.
it's so important.
Yeah.
So many people think that immediately, and to me, it's
Yeah.
the representation of a scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
When you think that you always are in competition with other people, like you clearly
Yes.
don't know how much opportunity is available. It's in
Right.
abundance.
Exactly.
Because for industries as new as ours,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
can't afford to compete. We need to lock arms. We need to advocate together. We
Yes.
need to rally together.
Yes.
You know, we might need to
Yes.
strike against Square on our
Right.
own. Like we
Right.
got to
Right.
go against all of them and say, we don't like y'all holding us up for 6 months.
Right. I know.
Yeah. So no,
Yes.
I love
Yes.
that you said that. So tell me about, well, tell the guest about if
Yeah.
they wanted to incorporate CBD in a wellness routine.
Yes.
What would you recommend?
I would definitely recommend. I love to tell my clients to kind of start with a CBD oil. And what I love to educate about that is because you can use it in different ways. Like with CBD oil, you can also incorporate it into your cleanser that you're already using. You can just use it as a serum or just a facial oil just to kind of see how the results will do. So I definitely tell people start with that. See how that works. And then I'm gonna call you, and then we're gonna see how things are going. Then we're gonna kind of get you on the books and kind of come up with a plan of what that looks like and how it's gonna help your skin and what are you seeing differently or what do you want to work on next and things like that. So yeah, I definitely love to kind of lead with that when it comes to making sure how they incorporate it, and when it comes to estheticians, it's just a big education piece. It's like when you're looking for things on the market, just because it has CBD on it doesn't mean.
Oh God, please tell them. Please tell them that hemp seed extract
It's organic
and CBD is not
CBD,
the same thing.
right? So it's kind of like telling them what to look for when you're
Yeah.
looking for products on the market. How not to put them in products, but add them alongside products so you don't dilute other products.
Okay.
Things like that, so that people don't necessarily know. So it's just a real education piece when it comes to estheticians. But when it comes to customers, yeah, I love to let them know, like, hey, you can always start with this and this and
Yeah.
kind of see how it does, kind of like after their facial treatments and stuff. And I love to kind of add that in consultations. But yeah, I'm really big on education, making sure that they're doing things the right way.
Yeah.
Because I had to go through it, and I don't want nobody to go through what I went through.
Yeah. No, one of the things that I've loved too,
Yeah.
speaking of oils, is even hair oils.
Oh, yeah.
And beard
Yes.
oils. Because
Yes.
it does so many great things
It
to like
really
not only the
does.
follicle, but
Yeah.
in the scalp treatment. You talk
yes.
about the anti-inflammatory qualities of CBD. I think
Right.
that's so awesome.
Yeah.
And then do you do any women's health at your spa? Like yoni steams and stuff like that?
I'm looking into it.
Because now let me
Yeah.
tell you, when
I've
WH
heard.
Farms first came to the market, we had this program. So we have a program
Yeah.
called an empowerment collaboration.
Okay, yeah.
And so we collab with a woman-owned business that's not in the space,
Oh,
and we
wow,
help
yeah.
them create a product
Yeah.
that is, geared toward the space
Right,
and
gotcha.
kind of walk them through it, similar to
Yeah.
what the Academy does, but more on a one-on-one basis.
Right, got you.
And so we started with the company, and she was a feminine healthcare brand.
Yeah.
And she provided a phenomenal array of yoni
Yeah.
steam recipes.
Oh,
So we
wow.
added hemp to it.
Yeah.
Listen, I know this is, and I hate to have, I don't want to sound like I'm like all into sex on all of my episodes, but when I tell y'all that
it does what it needs to do.
it does what it
Yeah.
needs to do. I
Yeah.
had one of the clients,
Yeah.
she's tried the steam and she said, I had to go
Yeah.
find my
Right.
husband. Like, you would be surprised at how the cannabinoids, even from a
Yeah.
steaming perspective,
Oh,
will just
wow.
begin
Yeah.
to just work
Yeah.
through your body, because the fastest way to absorb cannabis
Yeah.
is through inhaling, through
Yep.
smoking, or through
Yep.
taking it in through some sort of like
Right.
inhalation process.
Right.
So I love that
Yeah.
you have those products that
Yeah.
you're excited about. What are
Yeah.
your clients' favorite products at your spa?
I would definitely say my CBD sheet mask, my cannabis skin mask is really, really
I need
popular.
that. I
Yes.
feel like I
I'm
need one
gonna
of
definitely
those.
send I'm gonna send you a few. Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yes, but they really, really love that one. And that kind of like inspired me to kind of, add some more things to my cannabis skin products as well. But definitely with my other partnerships and stuff like that. When I first got started, I even had like pre-rolls
Mm-hmm.
and things like that that I can also offer on the wellness end of things for clients to have when they, after they book their next appointment. Like, hey, we have some products over here. If you want to start this lifestyle, we got you.
Right, right.
Um, but it's been really good. So I feel like definitely my cannabis skin mask. And then I have another partnership with Natural Magnone
Okay.
CBD. She has a really, really great CBD cream
Okay.
that's really, really popular right now. So
Awesome.
people love that. Anything you can put all over your body, they love it.
Yeah.
So definitely those are my two that are really, really popular right now. Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that. So did you guys just hear that she has a sheet face mask?
Yes.
Meaning like before you get on the plane or when you
Mm.
get on the plane, right? And they come through and they tell you to buckle up your
Oh,
seatbelt. You
yes.
can pull out this face mask, and while you're flying, you can give yourself a nice therapeutic. Talk
Yes.
about anti-anxiety for people who have
Ooh.
social anxiety on
Yeah.
airplanes
Yeah.
and things of that nature.
Oh, yeah. I've dealt with it before.
That
Yeah.
is so
Yeah.
dope.
So that's like kind of like how I wanted to provide an experience because, you just come and relax and it can reduce your anxiety in the same way it's giving you a facial or massage. So that's definitely,
I love that.
yeah, definitely what I love. Yeah.
So tell everyone how they can
Yeah.
find you in Atlanta.
Yes, so right now I'm in Midtown Atlanta. But you can definitely look up on my website at cannabiskinspa.com and then on my Instagram at skincare_cannabis. Everything is there, location, website, products. I have an online store as well, so you're able to buy those products online, not just in spa. And book your appointments there, but that's definitely where you can find me. And
And
yeah,
I just gotta
yeah.
drop this nugget. She
Yes.
has an online store because she
Yes.
chose the federally legal version of
Yes.
cannabis to start with. Everybody's always trying to
I
downplay hemp.
know.
Don't
Right,
downplay hemp.
right. Don't do
Hemp
that.
will get you in the game. It will solidify your
Yes,
position.
yes.
Brittany, I'm so proud of you.
Thank
I'm
you.
excited for
Thank
what you're
you.
doing.
Thank
When
you.
I met Brittany, it was what, 2 years ago? It was
Yes.
at we
Yeah.
were doing a conference together
Yeah.
for Rolling
Yeah.
Out.
Yeah.
And it was so dope to see that she had already created a
Yeah.
niche in this market.
Yes.
And I'm just excited about the face mask now.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
literally, I was coming for services, but now I'm gonna get me some sheets to take home
Right.
because I love that you have gone beyond the service and started
Yeah.
a product line.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
love that you've gone beyond brick and mortar and
Yeah.
now you're e-commerce.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show the vast opportunity that's
Right.
available in this space.
Absolutely.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much for
Thank
joining our
you.
show
Thank you
today.
for having me.
Not
I'm
a
so happy to
problem.
be here.
So we actually have some goodies for Brittany that we're going to give her after the show. We're going to give
Yeah.
her a WH Farms Co 1000 milligram
Ooh.
massage oil.
Yes.
It has a sweet almond fragrance, so we're really excited about you trying that out
Love
and some
that.
other goodies.
Love that.
And we are just excited that
Yeah.
you were able to join us. So
Thank you.
thank you.
Yes.
All right, guys. So thank you for tuning in to this conversation about cannabis and skincare. Okay, it is not just for you to roll up and get high. There's so many other ways that we can embrace this plant that helps us to create a more just a quality lifestyle. You know, we interviewed a nurse once and she said, I love that this plant helps to give benefits that are therapeutic without all of the side effects and the junk.
Yes.
And so if you're looking, like Brittany and I, we're looking for ways to go with an alternative to medicine, plant medicine, and find a more holistic path for our own anxiety and behavioral health, etc., then CBD is a great way. So we encourage you to check it out. If you are interested in launching or expanding your own CBD product line, but you're a little nervous, then go to whfarms.co. Check out the CBDpreneur Academy. We have some phenomenal information there. We also offer trials for the Academy so that you can really get a feel for the information. It's a lot. You don't know what you don't know until they shut you down or they take your Instagram account or all of the things that they do. So we want to prevent that from happening by giving you a guide and a mentor,
Yes.
giving you some mentorship in that space. So we're really excited about that. So thank you for tuning in to the Canna-Coin Podcast with Q Nicole. If you liked this video, please make sure that you like it, comment below, share it with your friends. If you have any questions or you missed those websites, check the show notes below. It's going to be there. And we look forward to seeing you for the next episode.